Robert Browning wrote challenging poetry. Lovely poetry, but most definitely challenging. To Win the Campagna is a love poem written in Campagna, according to Collins' dictionary, a once fertile, low-lying plain around Rome that deteriorated to marshes, where the narrator is sitting in the fields with his lover. He is constantly either distracted from or overwhelmed by the arduous task of describing the extraordinary love he feels in that moment. The Guardian's profile of the poem, written by Carol Rumans 156 years later, also explores the naturalistic shades to the poem, specifically in relation to the publication of Charles Darwin's The Origin of Species, and how the poem is both in awe of nature and attempts a reconciliation with Darwin's theory of evolution. Although it adopts a conversational tone, you could most definitely argue that it's a soliloquy. Devices in drama where the speaker's thoughts become words, sometimes unintentionally so. The poem is written in 12 quintains or stanzas of 5 lines. The rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B, A. The first, third, and fifth lines rhyme, as also do the second and the fourth. The poet wonders if his companion has felt the way he has since they sat down hand in hand in the grassy fields of Campagna and let their minds wander. The thoughts he had then were tantalizing. He couldn't get a hold of them long enough, not at least to translate them to words, and he compared them to the threads of the spider web. The following few stanzas describe the flow of that single thought, from the yellow fennel to the seeds to the weeds to an orange flower that entrapped green beetles and down the grassy slopes. The fifth stanza describes the setting from a less detailed perspective. Champagne is presumably used to refer to Campagna itself as one of silence and passion, joy and peace as Rome's ghost, an allusion to the deteriorated city. In the sixth stanza, that awe-inspiring description of nature continues. The life, the sheer miracles, the flowers there in their naked form, nature having her way as the heavens look down. That last part in specific is potentially a perspective to the reconciliation between the evolution and creationism postulates. The poet is seized by an extraordinary passion. He asks for it to be laid bare, unashamed as the earth bared itself unto the heaven, because it wasn't under their control to love or to not love. He wishes that she, who in her fullest form is neither hers nor his, nor enslaved nor free, were his in all. And if that is not to be, where does the fault lie? He wishes he could be her in some sense, to adopt her will, to see through her eyes, to set his heart alongside hers, and to drink to his content from her soul's springs. And then that moment of burning love passes, marked by the no in the first line of the 10th stanza. He yearns upward, touches her, and then stands away. He kisses her cheek, catches her soul's warmth, plucks the rose, loves it, and the moment lapses again. By the 11th stanza, that emotion feels very far away. He feels like he's about to wander into the skies like a thistle ball, a flower, in the air with no star to guide his path. And for that to happen just as he was about to learn to make the passion come to fruition, reminds him of what it means to be so very limitingly mortal, to yearn and to be pained. Between Elizabeth Barrett Browning's sonnets and poems like these, one is very inclined to believe that the love story they shared was of extraordinary proportions. The poem is an extended paradox, a figure of speech that appears self-contradictory and is employed to tap into the underlying conflicted truth. The narrator is evidently overwhelmed, but that fleeting passion is painfully elusive. It's there and then it isn't. It burns and then it flies away. He wants them to be one. He kisses her and he stands away. The minute's there and then it's gone. Isn't that what it's like, the human love, so very overwhelming that you almost don't want it? There are different reasons for why a poem might speak to you. Sometimes it's because it's burrowed into the very depth of your soul and laid it threadbare, and sometimes it's because it's so creatively woven that you have to step back to just stare at it like a bird in the wild. While this poem has plenty of potential to accomplish both, the description of the thought running free in conjunction with the beetles and the orange flowers and the yellow seeds particularly stood out to me. All taken together, all that's left for me is to find someone to take on a date to the compound.